world. This is your host, Mitchell J. Rabin, and we're very glad you're joining us again today. Today we're going to have another very special show. We are on location here in Ashland, Oregon, with Jean Houston at her amazing home. It looks more like a museum, as you would probably imagine from Jean Houston. Jean is, as you all most likely know, is a visionary, a philosopher, a scholar par excellence. She is an extraordinary woman who is having, and has had for many years, decades actually, a major effect on the world in helping people on a personal level come to an understanding of their own potential possibility of growth as a human being, i.e. her book, The Potential Human. And she's been a leader in the human growth, human potential movement for many, many decades. She's really one of the founders of it, you could really reasonably say. Now she has taken off into a whole other level of quantum effect on this planet. And we're very glad to have Jean with us today. She is the founder of the Mystery School, and she is really the mystery behind the mystery. So we're very glad to have her with us today to talk about what's going on in the world and what kind of effect we individually can feel we reasonably have in its outcomes.
Thank you, Mitchell. And in my 250 years, many decades.
You did all of this in 12. This is amazing. How'd you do it?
Yes, that's it. Yes, my self-image is 14 years old.
It helps.
Well, you know, and by the way, the name of the book was the Possible Human. There's 25 other books, but that's one of the leading books.
Yes.
Well, you know, we are in the most interesting time in human history, aren't we? I mean, other
Yes.
times thought they were if they're wrong. This is it.
This is it. This is where all the fingers have really been pointed.
Yes, this is the singularity in history, unique. I mean, today will look nothing like tomorrow. Tomorrow looks nothing like yesterday. Yeah. What I've called in one of my books, Jump Time, whole system transition. Everything is in transition. The world is literally up for grabs.
Yes.
And what we do in our
institutions
world,
are morphing.
everything is morphing and shifting so very quickly that often we cannot make sense of it. I remember once having to run around San Francisco looking for a Kinko copier for my speech I was to give to a global forum. And the Bulgarian cab driver said, "It is so strange. Yesterday I was at the birth of my first child, and it was very messy and very beautiful, and maybe that's what's trying to happen in the world today, you know." Right. And it is that. We are in not only whole system shift, we are in a birthing situation. And what we do with our humanity in the next 10 or 15 years is going to make the difference as to whether we grow or die. And that's why, as you indicated, what I've done is bring all that 150 years of work in human potential.
It wasn't supposed to sound like that.
In human development to bear upon social change. So I created programs known as social artistry, bringing the passion, the focus, the intensity that an artist brings to his or her discipline. Yeah. But in this case, the same kind of focus and passion and training we then bring to the social canvas. And I've worked now in 100 countries and intensely in 40 cultures, and I work with the United Nations and other international agencies.
And what are you doing? What is the real interface between you and the United Nations at this
point?
Because I know you're in underdeveloped countries.
Well, working with the United Nations Development Program, with UNICEF, and now with UN Habitat, we are training leaders in their own development in the light of social change. Now, it isn't just one-on-one, it's often great groups of leaders, as for example, we've worked in Albania, in Kenya, with delegations from Uganda and Tanzania, the Philippines, the Eastern Caribbean, Nepal, and now very recently, several months ago, with leaders from 12 Asian countries up there in Kathmandu.
That is fabulous.
And this continues. But we find that most people, given the opportunity to re-envision the world that they want, given training, given commitment, given the passion for the possible, will find that they can think in new ways, they can be far more creative, much more expressive, have much more courage and compassion than they ever thought they could. And that's what we're doing. So many leaders the world over